Hey, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new FIFA 18 video. Now, what we're going to be doing is kind of wrapping things up for the year. Now, I did my final club tour the other day. If you haven't already seen that and you want to see how things are pretty much going to end for me on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team, click up in the top right corner. That will take you to my latest club tour. And then, of course, on my channel at the moment, there's loads of FIFA 19 gameplay from what I was able to capture at Gamescom. Check it out, share it with your friends, all of that good stuff, and hit thumbs up on today's video. So, I wanted to go through, now that we're sort of towards the end of the game, I wanted to go through like my top 5 for each player position, and then obviously give some honourable mentions as well. So we're going to start off in the defence today. So what we've got is the goalkeeper, the left backs and right backs, and the centre backs, and that is what we're going to fill up today's video with. So, we start with the goalkeepers. Let's talk my top 5 keepers in the game. Now, I get it. Keepers are not necessarily known as the best on this FIFA. They're not necessarily super reliable, but there have been some which I favour over others. Now, this isn't in any particular order. However, we start off with Ralph Farman in goal. I use him an awful lot this year. Not this particular version. This is the pink one that I got given a few weeks ago. But the regular version of Farman all year long, even for the past couple of FIFAs, has genuinely been pretty reliable. And I always figure he's a great shot stopper, good chemistry links and stuff off to like other German centre-backs in the Bundesliga. So he's always worked really well and has been like a cheap and reliable option for me on the game. So moving on to the next one that I really like this year. Team of the season, Handanovic, because, oh, by the way, I should add this right now. I'm going to be doing these top 5s based on players that I've actually used. So, just because I mean, if I haven't used Team of the Year, David De Gea, which I haven't, he's not going to feature in my list, but a version of De Gea that I've used and enjoyed might feature in my list. Same as we go up the ranks in the next couple of days and we get to like Ronaldo's and Messi's. If I haven't used the best rated version, I'll talk about the versions which I've enjoyed the most that I've actually had a chance to use. And that's where it probably differs between me and you. Make sure you leave a comment saying what your top 5 like defenders and goalkeepers and stuff have been throughout this year on FIFA. So Samir Handanovic is my next favourite goalie on this game. Even the regular version has been very reliable this year. 6'4" is obviously a good thing, and I picked up the team of the season a while back. I obviously don't have him in my club right now, but I did use him quite extensively during the team of the season period, and well, to be fair, very, very solid in net. Next up then, we have got ourselves the 91 rated David De Gea. Now this is like the upgraded but just normal gold version of David De Gea, because, yeah, I used the 90 when that was a thing, and he was very good. And the 91 also incredibly good as well, especially for, like, distribution. You know, you can see he's got 87 kicking. Him being able to boot the ball out and lob the ball out, he does it nearly better than any goalkeeper that I've used, and that is one of the best parts about De Gea. Unfortunately, I've never really valued goalkeepers high enough to spend, like, $500,000 on them or whatever, so that's why I've never tried out like team of the year, team of the season, or any like super expensive goalkeepers on this game. I've always stuck with ones which are like 150k maximum, and that's on my pay to win account, so that I don't necessarily put too much value into my keepers. Next up then, we have got 92 rated Asmir Begovic. Yeah, the regular version of Begovic, super OP all year long, so this is the best version of him that I have in my club. He's 6'6" and it has like the save with legs or save with feet trait, whatever it is, and I just feel like that has turned regular Begovic into a beast now. Obviously that would then make this one awesome as well. You should bear in mind, though, that I don't seem to have any games played. I swear I built a team with this guy and literally used him and thought he was great. So what we should really do is replace this with regular Begovic, because that's only fair. That's the one that I used quite extensively this year. I swear I had used that 92 rated version. I don't know what that's all about. I thought I made a whole team with him. Anyway, yeah, Begovic, super OP this year. And then on to my final top 5 for goalkeepers. We have this guy, 87 Ederson, who has been one of my favourite purchases all year long. He cost me 100k at the time. I'm pretty sure I bought one and sold him on for profit as well at some point, and then bought this one back at a sensible price, because I think there was a period of time where people thought he was going to get an inform or another inform, and that would have boosted his price up, because this is the ones to watch. Ederson has been crazy good for me all year, just one of, if not the most reliable keeper that I keep coming back to all of the time. So fair play to him. I would say out of everyone this year, this is the one that I like the most. Now, those are the top 5. They're not necessarily in order, but I would probably put Edison at number 1. And then just to give you guys some honourable mentions of keepers that are either really cool or that I've used and thought were quite good this year. Zoet, obviously getting a nice link to De Ligt and other Dutch centre-backs. Alisson, I thought was always pretty good. Buffon, super cool card. Maybe not the best goalkeeper on the game, but still an awesome, legendary end of an era card. Hradecki was actually very good. I enjoyed him a lot. He's like my new go-to Bundesliga goalkeeper over Farman. And then Donnarumma has been pretty OP all year long as well. So that is goalkeepers. Let us move on to some defenders now. So we'll start with left backs and we'll go through the top 5 left backs that I have enjoyed, again in no particular order, with some honourable mentions at the end. Jérôme Roussillon, a French 90 rated team of the season left back. Now, I got this one, I think I've had a couple of versions of him, but I really enjoyed the inform of Roussillon throughout the year, and then getting this one which has even better stats and stuff. I just think he's been one of the best French left backs on this entire game. Super quick, and then obviously the stats are just nice and well rounded. We then have 93 rated Tots Jordi Alba, absolute beast. It always seemed quite expensive though, so I bought and sold him, but when I did use him, the pace is ridiculous. I've used regular Jordi Alba all year as well, and this one just seemed to take it to another level. Obviously a member of Club 80, 92 defending, 91 dribbling, but more importantly that 97 pace. Moving on then to a Futties winner, which I got over the last month and thought, Jesus, you've really improved my Serie A team, or my Belgium team, and it is Jordan Lukaku. The guy's a beast. He's 6'1", which is tall for a fullback, and he's got 91 physical, as well as 94 pace. So you don't necessarily see stats like that very often, and I do think he's incredibly solid, incredibly strong, and has done a great job for me. Even like the regular version of Lukaku was more like at the start of the game, and he fits well into a Serie A side. So yeah, really enjoyed Futties winner Lukaku, and I'm pleased that he got the overall winner award. Then we have Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos is just... He's probably, out of all of them, he's like my favourite left back of the year because, well, I've used him 425 games worth, and genuinely can do the El Tornado, super quick. Obviously, you want to try and take shots with him when you get the chance because it's Roberto Carlos. He's got that killer left peg, right? So, yeah, really enjoyed Roberto Carlos this year. Complete beast. I feel like, yeah, maybe he fell off and wasn't super usable towards the end of the game when Team of the Seasons came out and had way better stats. But I wouldn't have used him for 425 games if I didn't think he deserved a great spot in my team most of the time. So a lot of time for this guy. Very, very good fullback. And then probably, like, technically the best left back on the game this year, Alex Telles, in my opinion. 94 rated, and this was just at a point where EA started giving them crazy stats. Telles has got 95 pace, 92 defending and dribbling, and 98 passing. That's like the same as end of an era Iniesta. That's crazy. Like, the stats did just get a little bit stupid, and then as you can see, in-game wise, pretty good. So Alex Telles is like probably technically like the best left back in the game and one that I really did enjoy. However, my favourite would have to go to Roberto Carlos. And then honourable mentions for other awesome left backs on this game. Wendell, used him a little bit more over on the road to glory. Max is also another good one from the Bundesliga. Good all-round stats on him, including 95 passing. Alexandro, regular version. I mean, this is the pink Futties one, but obviously I have that in the club because who would get rid of that? You know, that's why Futties didn't quite work in my opinion. But 86 rated Alexandro, definitely up there as one of the best. I never got a chance to use a better version of him, so that's why the 86 is the one that I'm recommending here. The best version of Marcelo, of course, Team of the Year version. Christ, I can't believe he's 1 million coins. That's how much people rate him, and I used him once or twice. I think probably for about 500k I bought him, and yeah, super solid, but I didn't quite make it it into my top 5. I prefer Jordi Alba on the game for some reason. Maybe it's just a pace thing. And then Andy Robertson was actually pretty solid. We struggled, I think, this year a little bit for awesome Premier League left backs. In FIFA 17, we had that crazy Marcus Alonso, which everyone loved to use. And then when Robertson got one in the... Was this in the most consistent or the... whatever it was, like the chosen tots by the community tots? Andy Robertson was pretty good, and I had him for a while. I think I maybe even packed one as well and then sold it on or whatever. But yeah, so that's left backs. Let's move on to right backs. So we start with this guy right here, Kevin Mbabu. This is a team of the season card, which came out relatively towards the end, and I don't have one in my club anymore, but bought and used him a few times, and it's easy to link him to icons, but not necessarily anybody else. And I just thought, out of nowhere, he became one of the better right backs on the game. 6 foot tall with 96 pace, 89 defending and 93 physical. I enjoyed Mbabu. I don't have him because, like, I have other right backs in the game that fit better with chemistry and stuff. But yeah, he's a difficult one to link, but still a super good right back on this game. Next up, we have Prime Javier Zanetti, one that I picked up, again, relatively late on the game when the whole market crashed and Icon SBCs became super cheap to do. I thought, why not get Zanetti? Because it would either be an icon that I could then resubmit for something else, or it'd be like, hey, let's get the packs from doing an Icon SBC and see what we can pack. And although he's not necessarily absolutely rapid, 86 pace is still good, and I just found him to be nice and composed on the ball for a fullback, and he gets up the pitch well, dribbles well, passes well, and of course is nicely positioned. Next up, we have the 85 rated inform Antonio Valencia. This is the one which was like a week 1 inform, and I used it once the price had sort of gone down a little bit, because for a period of time this was the go-to right back on the game. I've used regular Valencia all year as well, and thought he was an absolute beast. Thumbs up for Valencia. And then, yeah, he's got an even better version than this, but I just haven't had a chance to use it. This is the best version of him that I used all year. I imagine the 92 rated version of Valencia is up there as literally one or two or three of the top best right backs in the entire game. Next up for me then would be this Futties winner Versailles, and this comes all the way from the start of the game as well, using the first and second informs that he got. I remember being super happy when I managed to buy the second inform on the road to glory, I think, and had him in a squad for a little while. Really enjoyed him. It's weird that you enjoy a right back, but I actually thought he was good and he worked well in the team. And then, of course, the Futties winner version. I've only used this particular one for 6 games, but I can tell that it's up there as one of the best fullbacks in FIFA 18. And then to top things off, what is probably the best right back for me in the game that I've used, Kyle Walker, team of the season. I was very lucky that I was able to pack this untradeable in one of those SBC packs during the Premier League tots. And stats wise, well, you have a 6 foot tall right back with 96 pace, similar to Mbabu, of course, but he's English, playing in the Prem, super easy to link, with 91 defending and 91 physical. Also got fantastic passing, really good dribbling, and is just OP on FIFA. He always is. So Kyle Walker for me, the best right back I've used all year long. And then honourable mentions time. The inform or ones to watch version of Aurier, used him a fair few times either on the road to glory or on my main account. We then have team of the season Kimmich, who I picked up for 63,000 coins. He may even be cheaper than that right now. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe he's more expensive. He's like 70 odd K. Maybe he's roughly the same as what I bought him. Debussy, once team of the season came around, we got a lot of these players with really good stats. I used Arias a lot because he linked off to Lozano, of course, and again, I used his informs throughout the year as well. Enjoyed him. And then Munier, I used quite a lot on the road to glory. Not necessarily always at right back. Brought him on as like as a centre midfielder and stuff because of his super well-rounded stats. But still, a joy to use throughout the year. So finally, to wrap this video up then, we'll talk about defenders. I know the video is quite long, apologies for that. I hope you're chilling out and enjoying it today. Matthias de Ligt. Now, this was one of the cooler promos and stuff that EA did where basically, I reckon you've probably got this guy in your club. Like, if you did, I mean, I think it was play the daily knockout tournament and get 6 wins over the course of an entire week or something. It was pretty easy to get your hands on, and I got him super quick on this account, on the Road to Glory account, and he is one of the best statted centre-backs on the game. Link him to that Zoet, goalkeeper, and yeah, you're going to be laughing. And of course, you can then link him off to other either icons or other good players that are Dutch or from the Eredivisie. Not the easiest player to link, but still, you could get him into a team no problem. Especially if you've got like Ruud Gullit or something, gets a strong link to him. It makes it a lot more usable. Matthijs de Ligt up there as one of the better centre backs on the game. Now, technically, this might be one of the best as well. Raphael Varane has 88 pace. You don't necessarily expect that for a centre back, especially one that's 6'3" with good work rates as well. He's also got insane dribbling, 95 defending, and 89 physical. And I've loved Varane all year long, all versions of him. Actually, for a couple of FIFAs as well, he's been very, very good. So to get a 93 rated version, this is the Path to Glory I picked up because I preferred the colour scheme to the pink and yellow. But yeah. Beast. Love Varane. You can build such a sick French team on FIFA 18 this year. And then a relatively new one is of course, Kostas Manolas. 92 rated Futties winner. Again with 88 pace, and he's 6'2" with great work rates. So him and Varane go head to head in terms of like who's a very, very good centre-back. I don't know who I prefer. There's only one centre-back that I've used this year, which I would class as my favourite. The rest, I don't want you to label them 1, 2, 3 or 4, or 2, 3, 4 and 5. They're just all as good as each other, in my opinion. Manolas, though, up there. Manolas, beast. I don't know how you pronounce it, so I'm going to say it both ways. We then have Mehdi Benatia, who is... He's again, like... He may not be as pacey as Varane, and he doesn't have the 88 pace, but he's got 84. That's very, very good in my opinion. 82 dribbling is good, 95 defending, 92 physical, 6'3", like an absolute unit. To use Benatia and Manolas in the same team, that's just filthy. That's just super, super OP, and it works a treat. But the best centre-back on the game for me this year, hands down, Rio Ferdinand. Prime Rio has just been brilliant for me all year long. Ever since I've had him, like I've used him for 360 games, 83 pace, 91 defending, 86 physical, 6'2". Yeah, he doesn't quite have the stats of some of those other players or any of those other four that I've shown you so far. But for me in my head, there's just like this icon thing where they all just work out better. They're all better. The icons just have like a secret stat or something that they're just superb, and they genuinely do match up and compete with even some of the best statted centre-backs on the game. So Rio Ferdinand is my favourite centre-back on FIFA 18, and he has been the most reliable for me. Other honourable mentions, 5 more players to talk about, would be Laurent Blanc. I mean, I've used different versions of him, and I think I used all 20 games on the road to glory of his loan as well, so used him a fair bit. Very, very solid. Again, probably up there as one of the better ones on the game. Van Dijk, I used for quite a lot. 117 games on him. This was the best Van Dijk we got all year, unfortunately. I was hoping after the move to Liverpool and actually starting as a very, very solid centre-back for Liverpool, I figured maybe he might get the odd inform or something that would boost above this. Didn't quite happen, but if he did get that, or if he got a tots or something, it's going to be one of the most game-breaking centre-backs out there. Nacho Fernandez, I raved about this guy for a while, used him for 127 games as well. And then we have Naldo and Vincent Kompany. This company's pretty sick and definitely one of a kind that we probably won't see again. Great, high-rated, very, very good statted centre-back in the Premier League. So there you go, guys. That wraps things up for like my top 5s for goalkeepers and defenders. I'll do another one on the midfielders. So we'll do CDMs, CMs, and CAMs, and then also like the wingers and strikers in a final video to really wrap things up for FIFA 18. Make sure you're leaving in the comment section who your favourite players are in these positions. Don't forget to hit me with a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a lovely day, most importantly, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.